Hello everyone, welcome back to the Spider Talk news show. Of course, it's another Thursday. It's time for another show. We got not as much news today as maybe we usually do. I'm just sharing the stream around right now. If you are watching back after the stream has ended, I do always share the stream around first on my other platforms just to make sure, you know, we hopefully get in as many viewers as possible. Hopefully you're all doing okay. It's been a slow week, really. I mean, I say a slow week. Hey, Hector, how we doing? Cindy Flick, it has been a minute. Yeah, Cindy Flick, you haven't been in the streams very recently, but it's good to see you back. But yeah, no, we've had the Venom trailer. I say it's been a slow week. But obviously the Venom trailer came out, so we've got that to talk about. This film was gonna flop. VSM, hello. Basically Spider-Man. Not probably Spider-Man, he's basically Spider-Man. How are we all doing? How are we all doing in the chat? You know, in fact, I'm going to set a poll up for that because I love polls. I love polls. I love polls. Oh. How are we? How are we? How am I doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Are you good or are you great? There's no such thing as doing poorly. We're all good out here. We're all great. We're doing absolutely... Sorry if my eyes look absolutely red. You can even see right now, I've got hay fever so bad. It's unbelievable. I hope Craven ends the Sonyverse. He very much might. He very, very much might. Craven's going to flop so hard. Hey, champ, how are we doing? Flaming Phoenix. You say a slow week as if the small amount of news isn't... at all big. Yeah, I know, that's it, right? Like, it's like the amount of news, the news that did come out is mega, and I'm sure we're talking about it for a while tonight. But have you guys seen the Venom trailer? If you haven't, what have you been doing? Why have you been living under a rock? Like, it's out. I have immense hope for Venom 3 as someone who adores the first two movies. They're great love letters to the 90s comics, in my opinion. Yeah, and that's the thing about the Venom movies. They are the epitome of pretty much what Venom is, right? Lewis, how are you? I'm good, thank you, Felix. How are you yourself? Hopefully you're okay. Recently, I found your channel this week. Love the content. Keep swinging because you have great power, and we all know what comes with that. Thank you very much, BSM. I do appreciate it. I just hit my mic. I'm so sorry. I do appreciate that. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Let's reach 300k subs to new updates on Venom 3. 300k subs is a very, very long way away, but 30k subs we can do. Make sure to share the channel around, and let's try and push for 30,000 subscribers. I'd love to do that this year. Sorry, I've got really bad allergies. By the way, I want to show you guys. I've got a Spider-Man Christmas jumper on right now, right? I thought, it's not Christmas, it's the middle of summer, but oh well, I am wearing it anyway, okay? It's quite cold outside today, so I was like, I'm going to wear it, okay? Had a nightmare today. I hate having glasses. They're so expensive. It's a long story, but it's been annoying. He says 24 bricks. Yeah, I mean, glass art, you know what? Fair enough. I mean, everyone has bad days, and... But you know what? As long as you can recognize that, and then the next day we can be great. You know, tomorrow's going to be fine. Tomorrow's going to be great. Yeah, glasses are expensive. Hey, Ravenous Puncher, how are we doing? It's June, says VSM. Great Britain doesn't care if it's June. All right, Great Britain, the UK is just a madness, right? One day it's like 20 degrees in January, and then it's like 2 degrees in July, right? That's just how it goes. Not guys, let the games begin. Cold at this time of year, not the UK, but yeah, no, it is. Like, it's 14 degrees today, Celsius, right? So that's like Fahrenheit, what, 60? 65? I don't know. Andrew might be the Sonyverse Spider-Man. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. So let's talk about the trailer, right? Bro, this stream made my day better. Well, I'm glad to hear that, 24 bricks. Glad to have you in the community. Let's talk about the Venom The Last Dance trailer. So, obviously, you've seen the Spider-Man in the title, you've seen Spider-Man in the thumbnail, and it's Andrew Garfield. We've got big news to talk about with Andrew Garfield potentially being the Sonyverse Spider-Man. We're going to get to that, right? We're all going to get to that in about 10 or 15 minutes or so. But first, we've got to give some pre-context to talking about Spider-Man in the Sonyverse, because the trailer came out for Venom 3, and it's got some really big moments in it that we need to talk about. Notably, the first thing that we need to talk about is obviously that Peter Parker. So for those of you who don't know, actually, I should have came more prepared. I'm going to bring up a screenshot, essentially, if I could find my image folder, of Peter Parker in Venom 3, right? This is supposedly meant to be Peter Parker. This is what everyone is theorizing is Peter Parker. I brought it right there. So, on screen right now, as you can see, so this shot was from the Venom trailer. And essentially, these people here are theorized to be Parkers. Specifically, people think that this is Peter Parker. They think this woman on the right here is Aunt May Parker. And this girl in the middle, we don't know. But she looks around, I want to say, it a push, she's 20. But I don't even think she's 20. I think she's a teenager, right? And it looks like she could be this little boy's older sister. People are saying that the old woman could be Mary Parker, and this girl here could be a younger version of Aunt May. But either way, this is the first thing that we want to talk about, right? Hi, Victor. How are we doing? For anyone... Oh, hi, cool man. How's it going? I think the MCU will hold on to Venom and should introduce new Doc Ock who assembles the Sinister Six. That would be cool. Cool Man finally got himself into the stream. He did. Cool Man is finally here. Looks like Symbiote will not appear on Spider-Man until Secret Wars. I do not want Null in Venom 3. I will rain down on hell and Sony if they use Null. I want Null as an Elder God in the MCU, says Ravenous Puncher. Toxin was in the trailer. Can't wait to see him. My favorite. Yeah, I think Toxin is the only thing really that we kind of knew 100%. But everything else about this movie's been up in the air. The Amazing Spider-Man 3 leaked in the post-credit scene of Venom 3. We'll talk about that. Not a fan of the Last Dance title, but the movie looks like it's going to be enjoyable still. Lewis, UK question, says 24 bricks. Do you know Rishi Sunak's Nando's order? I don't. With the little X-Men emoji. I don't know Rishi Sunak's Nando order. I imagine... I don't know what it would be. Does he have one? Does he like Nando's? The woman to the side could be Mary Parker or Dr. Connor's wife. So, yeah. So... Like a year ago, there were plot leaks to the... Yeah, okay, so CineFlick makes a very, 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 very good point. So, there were plot leaks for Venom 3 about a year ago now. Maybe less than that, but about a year ago. Before Madam Web, anyway. And essentially, the leak is that Madam Web and Venom were kind of going to be back-to-back films. Venom 3 was going to be a loose sequel to Madam Web. And Madam Web was meant to take place in the Sonyverse before it got canned out of the Sonyverse and set to its own universe. Which, fair enough, by the way. But Madam Web was basically meant to be about the Spider-Women protecting a unborn Peter Parker by taking out Ezekiel Sims. Venom 3 was then going to follow this plot line up and was then going to have the 10-year-old Peter Parker essentially be... protected and raised by Venom, or kind of mentored by Venom. And that was a plot leak, and it kind of came out in conjunction with the Madam Web leaks. And that was the original plan. Obviously, fast forward to present day, that never ended up happening in Madam Web, but we know that movie went through extensive rewrites, including versions where Andrew was the Spider-Man, including versions where Tom was the Spider-Man of the Sonyverse, until it got taken out of the Sonyverse completely. And it's now its own separate thing, right? How did Madam Web get canned from the Sonyverse and not Morbius? That's crazy. Either way, right? Then, Venom 3 comes out. More leaks. More leaks of Venom 3 saying a 10-year-old Peter Parker is going to be in it. Then the trailer comes out. And here we see characters, especially the boy, potentially could be Peter Parker. So, it's all coming together. It is absolutely all coming together now. I don't know what you guys think. I'm gonna actually do a poll with you guys. Oh, I'm still doing the other poll. Right, hold on. Let me do the poll. Let me do the poll. Do you think this is Peter Parker in the Sonyverse? Do you think? I'm curious. Do you guys think? I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Why the hell did they take the bar scene away from the MCU? So that's also something we're going to talk about as well. Will Topher Grace make a small cameo in Venom 3? I'm not sure. I think Venom 3 is Sony hinting that Tom Hardy will be the MCU Eddie Brock. They are making it very obvious. I made a theory of Sean Levi wrote Spider-Man films. Tom's, do you think it would be bad? That would be pretty cool. If this is true, it confirms that there are two live-action Peters exist. One in Venom 3 and one in Madam Web. It's funny because The Last Dance is also stacked with villains. Toxin, the Jury from the 90s run. Xenophages from Venom Hunted. They're just going all out. Yeah, it seems like they're going all out, right? It really does. Can you do these live news shows on Friday or weekends? I can't. I did originally, but there was too much going on the weekends. If one of my weekend days does free up, I will move it back to the weekend because I know these shows are better for people on the weekends. The kid and woman could be Kurt Connor's family. I just want Spider-Man actually fighting Venom. Why can't Sony understand this? Yo, Jay, how's it going? I wonder if there's going to be a Venom multiverse movie. Sony is teasing us. This is just like a random shot of villains from the film. When there is a fight or something, like the Lizard actor and the symbiote retcon, it's making us all theories. Do you think the guy playing the Lizard in TASM will be Connors in Venom 3, or is he just playing a random geezer? So, okay, so let's talk about that real quick. So people are asking about Dr. Connors. So, obviously, Risa Farnes, who plays the Lizard in TASM 1, is in Venom 3. However, the character he is playing, I'm fairly certain isn't Dr. Connors. And I'll tell you why. So, it seems like he is going to be playing Eddie Brock's brother, right? Sounds crazy at first, but just keep that in mind, right? I can't really expand on why. I've just got a hunch that it's Eddie Brock's brother. Something tell me, unless I read something, I can't exactly remember why I think that. But I seem to remember seeing something or came to a realization that that's not going to be Dr. Connors. I'm fairly certain it's Eddie Brock's brother, but either way. That kid is the bait and switch. I don't care about 10-year-old Peter Parker. What's the point? Ravenous Puncher makes a very good point there, right? What is the point? What is the point? Just have Sony. And this is the thing. Someone also said it in. Someone also said it earlier in the stream as well. That they removed the symbiote from the bar, and obviously, what does that even mean, right? The bar from No Way Home. Does that mean that it was a pointless post-credit scene? Does that mean that universe was something different? It wasn't actually the MCU, even though it was applied to be implied to be in the MCU. I don't know, but I don't think Dr. Connors is, and also, yeah, he doesn't have his left arm, right? I mean, he has his left arm, sorry, he has two arms, right? So it's definitely not Dr. Connors. Also, I'm fairly certain that it's, I don't know, I'm fairly hippie Brock. Yeah, I think it could be Eddie Brock's brother. If he could be. Hi Hamad, how are we doing? A Redditor said like 5 months ago that his dad had a cigar with Ifans, and he said he's playing Connors in Venom 3. Well, you can't really trust. You can. I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe this is pre. I mean, maybe since Peter is 10 years old, maybe this is before the Amazing Spider-Man happens. So this is before Dr. Connors loses his arm. There is also that possibility, but I also don't think it's Dr. Connors, right? It's really weird. We're in a situation where and we're getting to the Tom Hardy quotes, right? We're getting to the Tom Hardy quotes, and I want to stress that it's quite big. But we're getting to the point now where it's like, just pick a Spider-Man. Like, really, just pick a Spider-Man. Just really pick a Spider-Man. Best explanation for the bar scene. The MCU established variants can look exactly alike. So it's likely that Venom just got transported back to his universe where the same guy's there. Possibly, yeah. 24 Brick says, Lewis, you changed the top right to become a member on LewisFiction. Yeah, that's right. Memberships are now available for LewisFiction. But either way, I'm going to remove that image now because we're done with that. I think the MCU will ignore symbiote being removed. I think it's a variant of the bar, says Ahmad. Possibly. The bar in Venom 3 is different to the bar in No Way Home. Look at the back of it. 3C Films talk about it. Okay, so maybe it's not No Way Home. I think they just made it very explicitly similar. General audiences aren't going to look into it and go, oh, it's actually different. Like, no, if it looks the same, people are going to assume it's the same, right? I just don't understand why they do that. I'm all for movies being different from the comics, but having Venom come and go before Peter is even bitten by the spider is wild. It is wild, but we'll see what they do with it. It doesn't make any sense if Eddie appears in No Way Home just for a cameo. Would Tom Hardy be in MCU Spider-Man 4 as Venom? Potentially. It could be. I think it's a very similar bar, but it's in the Sonyverse. They wouldn't completely ruin the No Way Home post-credit scene. I don't think Kevin Feige would let them do it. I think the bar scene shows that the MCU and SSU are very similar in terms of Spider-Man characters, so we may certainly see Carnage, Kraven, and Venom in the MCU. Amy Pascal also said it's adjacent to the MCU. Yeah, I don't even know anymore. I'm just taking it as it comes at this point, right? Because they've said it's in the MCU, it's not in the MCU, it's adjacent, it's not, I don't know. What is it, a different universe? Who knows, right? Sony needs to reboot Spider-Man and put Josh Hudson as the new Spider-Man from Sony. You know what? At this point in time, Josh Hudson would play a very good older Spider-Man, right? I remember when he was almost cast twice for Spider-Man before, which is quite cool. I think the only way Sony could kind of revive this themselves is focus on having Spider-Man and continue the lore about it. Yeah, exactly. Andrew should fight this Venom. What Spider-Man animated movie would you want after Beyond the Spider-Verse is released? A movie about Spectacular Spider-Man's college life. There you go. Same bartender, Danny Rojas also, and then Mordo catches the symbiote. Will you ever do you think we'll ever get a live-action Miles Morales Spider-Man? Yeah, we are. There's one in the works, actually. Lewis, are you excited for Spider-Man Noir? I am. I'm actually kind of curious to what it'll be about. Tom Holland will use the symbiote in Avengers 5. So much for MCU Spider-Man getting a symbiote storyline. Exactly, yeah. Hey, Webhead, glad to catch another stream. Well, welcome. Godspeed Life 550. Welcome to the stream. Will Venom get transported to the MCU again? I don't even know. Also, Dr. Connors is a hippie with 2 arms in the trailer. Very confused. Yeah, it could be Dr. Connors. I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. So on the poll that we put out from you guys that have interacted with it, you guys think 55% no, it's not Peter Parker in the trailer, which is interesting. So with that, I'm gonna drop a bombshell here in a second. Do you think... There we go. Do you think Spider-Man is in Venom 3 at all? We have this conversation every single Venom movie that comes out. Will we see Spider-Man? Who knows? I don't know. I'm going to try and find the exact quote. Because I lost it. I know, I'm very unprepared. But I'm going to try and find the exact quote. Because Tom Hardy has actually basically confirmed by accident that Spider-Man is in Venom 3. Now, obviously, he's put out some things before saying Spider-Man's going to fight Venom and that. And that was before Let There Be Carnage came out. So, obviously, take this with a grain of salt. But Tom Hardy has also said something about Spider-Man being in Venom. And then it was deleted. I can't find the quote now. Where's the quote? This is so annoying. Either way, okay, I can't find the exact quote, what he said. But either way, it got deleted, right? It got deleted. But basically, Tom Hardy said, in a nutshell, Eddie Brock's going to da-da-da-da-da, and, you know, Spider-Man is essentially going to show up, right? Crazy, right? If anyone can find the quote, that would be absolutely awesome, because I can't find the freaking quote. But basically, it's another one of those things where it's like, maybe he's just saying that. We know Tom Hardy is very adamant. He wants Spider-Man to appear in his movies. And he's posted stuff on Instagram before where it's like Spider-Man fighting Venom. And even before Let There Be Carnage came out, he was like, can't wait to fight Spider-Man. And everyone was like, Spider-Man? Is he going to be in Venom 2? And then it got deleted. So this has happened many times. Tom Hardy is a fiend for doing something like this, right? So it's not out of the realm of possibility that once again, he's just chatting absolute bollocks. And obviously, he's not in the movie, right? But yeah, I just thought that was interesting, right? So, has Tom Hardy leaked Spider-Man in Venom 3? We were saying this about Venom Let There Be Carnage, but has he? I don't know, man. But yeah, so Tom Hardy essentially, if he has, that's crazy. But yeah, absolutely mad. And if it is it Andrew Garfield Spider-Man? That's the question. I wonder if we'll ever get Superior Spider-Man movie in the future. Just seems like too much to set up. I think Andrew get his black suit could work. He said Spider-Man didn't hold back. Yeah, that'd work. Fair bet they're baiting us again with this kid, much like Morbius, because they have no idea what they're doing. I bet Marvel will go to the comic-accurate route of Secret Wars. I think so as well. Just end the Sonyverse, says Ravenous Puncher. Yep, just end the Sonyverse. Who's your favourite Spider-Man clone? Oh, well, I think it's Ben Reilly. Very, very, very unoriginal, should I say. Although, coming in a close second, I did like the Peter Parker clone in Ultimate Spider-Man, the girl version. Jessica Drew. Was her name Jessica? Oh my god. Ultimate Comics is literally my favourite run. How have I forgotten this? I need to reread them, man. I don't think Spider-Man is going to be in Venom 3 because Sony can't make a good decision to save their friggin' lives. Flaming Phoenix has a very good point. They can't. Tom Hardy probably wants to fight Spider-Man, but Sony won't let his Venom do it. That's probably the case. Venom 3 is the last SSU movie. I gotta get going. Funny enough, recording a Sonyverse video, so that should be fun. Have a good stream, mate. Thank you, Cindy Flick. Thanks for coming. What would Spider-Man's purpose be in Venom 3? I don't even know. Like, based off the trailer, it's crazy, right? If Spider-Man does appear in Venom 3, it'd either have to set up for or resolve the conflict immediately with the symbiote. No black suit. Pipeline, which feels incredibly unlikely. Very, very good point there, Godspeed. I like how Peter is more of a solo player, while Miles is more of a team player. Sony's just afraid of money. Bring back Andrew for that, even if he wants to come back. I feel like Sony wanted to include Spider-Man, such as Morbius and Madam Web. I think Tom said that Spidey is supposedly in the Venomverse. Is very adjacent to the other live-action ones. It's not the Venomverse, it's the Morbiverse. Just get your facts right. Oh, God, not the Morbiverse. Jessica Drew is the best Spider-Man clone for me. Yeah, so it was Jessica Drew. Why did I forget that? I don't know. Spider-Man was in Let There Be Carnage, but as a cameo in the post-credit scene. Yeah, but he wasn't fighting him, though, right? Like, it wasn't like a Venom versus Spider-Man thing. So, I'm not a mega fan of LewisFilms, as I'm unable to. I will continue to support as a normal fan. Sorry, that could be. Oh no, don't worry about it, man. I mean, you remember both my channels. Like, I do really appreciate that you're watching all the videos out. And thank you very much to Ravenous Puncher as well for the super chat. Obviously, really do appreciate it as always. Gonna like that. Thumbs up to Ravenous Puncher. W in the chat for the super chat. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. And he says Feige should just pivot to Sinister Six with a new Doc Ock for a while and let Andrew fight Tom Hardy. Symbiotes can enter later. It's not that difficult, Sony. And you know what? He makes a very, very good point. And we're going to do a poll on that, actually. Would the Sinister Six be a good build-up for Tom's Spider-Man? Because I think so. There we go. We're going to put a poll on that as well. Thank you very much for Super Chat as well. Ravenous Puncher, that I do greatly appreciate that. Also a member of the channel. If you want to become a member, obviously click the join button or the link in the description. And yeah. Let it be Andrew. Andrew's Peter did say he wanted to fight an alien. Now he has his chance. Exactly, Jay. Exactly. Right. So let's read the Venom 3 synopsis, because this is also very interesting as well. Some people might think this isn't that interesting, but I do think it gives us a little bit more on the movie. Than we originally intended to then the trailer might not give us, right? So the synopsis reads: in Venom: The Last Dance, Tom Hardy returns as Venom, one of Marvel's greatest and most complex characters, for the final film in the trilogy. Eddie and Venom are on the run, hunted by both of their worlds, and with the net closing in, the duo are forced into a devastating decision that will bring the curtains down on Venom and Eddie's last dance. Now, the way that is worded makes it sound like Venom's gonna die, right? Is Venom gonna die? Is Venom gonna die in this movie? I don't know. It seems very cryptic to me. Is Venom gonna die? It seems very, very cryptic. But either way, that's the Venom synopsis as well. And obviously the trailer had a big hint on him, on it being their last dance together. And we know it's the last Venom film. It's very, very cryptic. Is he going to die? I don't know. But yeah. So either way, moving back to the Spider-Man thing, just for one more moment. What is the chances that if Spider-Man is in Venom 3, it is Andrew Garfield, by the way? Right? I read that one. It's not that hard, but I believe these movies are made by suits, not creatives. I absolutely agree. Would you, or do you want Kitty Pryde to appear in Spider-Man 5 or 6, Peter's love interest? That would be very, very cool. It'd be something different. The Sinister Six would be repetitive. Spider-Man 6 about the Sinister Six. It would be cool if Venom appeared in the live-action Miles Morales movie. I don't think the Sinister Six is that necessary. They're more prominent in adaptations than they are in the comics. And I don't exactly think they are the most fitting direction for Tom's Peter. What I would think would be really cool, now this might be overboard, but I did it on Lewis Fiction, is I would like to see the Symbiote Six, right? So that's not something we've really seen before. I'd like to see the Sinister Six all with the symbiote. Now that might be really overboard, but in terms of if you were going to do a Symbiote City, now Symbiote City's been done to hell in the video games, right? But in the movies, if you were going to do Symbiote City, I think doing the Symbiote 6 could be really cool. Kurt Connors being in the bus with the Park family before losing his arm, and when Peter is 10 years old, makes sense because he was partner of Richard Parker in the TASM movies. Good point. Very, very good point. But when did Dr. Connors lose his arm, right? So this is another thing. That could be Kurt Connors if this is in the TASMverse, because that means it would take place 10 years before TASM 1. No. It would take place 8 years before TASM 1, right? So let's... When did Dr. Connors lose his arm? Amazing Spider-Man. When did he lose it? Not the comics. Damn it. I want to know in TASM. In TASM. Is there a canon reason? Or a canon time? He's incarcerated. Hospital. Then meets a character. No, that's after the film. The Man in the Shadows. Yeah, the Gentleman. No, it's not. It's not. There is no time. Yeah, no, there is no time like difference there. So it very much could be Dr. Connors. Wait, maybe they have a Guardians of the Galaxy 3 style goodbye, says Ahmad. That would be cool. With the soft reset on Tom, would they use Ultimate Comic storylines? Maybe. I'd like that. Yes, it'd be cool for the Sinister Six. No, I don't think there is enough time in the MCU. We got Deadpool, Cap 4, Thunderbolt, Steady. Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. And a few others, and I think Secret Wars, and they'll reboot it after. Soft reboot, probably. Yeah, I agree. I would love to see Andrew Garfield in Spider-Man, or maybe Tom Holland Spider-Man in Venom 3. I also love for TASM 3, Andrew Garfield to happen and release for June 2025 next year. Who's with me? I'm with you. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. To be fair, No Way Home, I had 5 old Spidey villains. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. I always avoid JJJ as well. I always thought Venom was in Andrew's universe. I know this is completely off topic, but do you like hugging teddy bears? Because I love them. I do love hugging teddy bears. I've got teddy bears in the back. I've got Mike Wazowski in the back right there. He's pretty cool. I don't think they should ever do the Symbiote City. In my opinion, this next trilogy should do its best to be grounded. While I do agree, I don't think if the story potentially opens itself up to being something bigger, I don't think they should stray away from it, like on purpose. So if the idea of symbiote, because obviously he's gonna have the symbiote, if the story sort of looks like it's leading to Symbiote City, I don't think they should ignore that. Now, this might get a bit touchy with people because I am also of the opinion that you should keep Spider-Man as grounded as possible. But if Symbiote City arises, that'd be like in the 6th movie anyway. Tom is like 6 movies into his franchise, right? He's not exactly a new character anymore. He's gone through responsibility and all that stuff. And he would have gone through a really grounded Spider-Man 4. That I think has to be. Spider-Man 5 probably as well. Go for it. Symbiote City, do it. Do it. I think it'd be cool. And I'm assuming that'll be his last movie as well. Do it. I'm all for it. Will it's Dominic Peter, Miles Morales being playable? Yeah, probably. I know the perfect casting for the live-action Miles film. Put his name on it now, but Lewis put a picture of him on the stream. Name. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna butcher this guy's name. I'm really, really, really bad with names. Jahai Diallo Winston. Put a picture of him. Okay, let's find him. Diallo Winston. Oh wait. Oh, this guy. Oh, I've seen this guy before. Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna get a picture. I'm gonna get a picture on screen. No, I've seen this guy before. Ah, right. Okay. Oh. Okay, I'm getting a picture on screen right now. I'm getting a picture. Here he is. So 24 bricks suggests Mr. Winston here could be Miles Morales. I also do like the idea of Caleb McLaughlin as well, but he's getting quite old now. Like if you want to do a younger Miles Morales, Caleb McLaughlin's like what is he, 22 now? He's older than me, just a little bit. Halfway through your pitch for Insomniac Spider-Man Origins, it's great. Thank you, 24 bricks. Wait, is that out? I thought that was going out at 8. Is that out right now? Oh, wait, you remember. Oh, my God. It's out early for members. God, I forgot. Sorry. That totally... What was... By the way, that was not to plug the membership, by the way. I just totally forgot. So sorry. Besides that, we got this story in Spider-Man 2 video game. Yeah, we did. Who do you think is the best actress to play Jessica Drew, Daisy Ridley, Emma Watson, Camila Mendes, Jennifer Lawrence, Blake Lively, Gal Gadot, Dua Lipa, Lily Collins, Alexandria Daddario? Out of them, probably Daisy Ridley. Daisy Ridley would actually go hard, you know, for Jessica Drew. That'd be cool. Lewis should do Marvel. Should Marvel do an adult trilogy with MJ and Mayday? Yes, absolutely. That'd be really cool. Haven't they done Simulated City in Marvel Spider-Man 2? They have. They should set up King in Black, at least in some way, in Venom 3. He has the most potential to be the big bad of this universe. But yeah. So, let's move on to the Spider-Man 4 directors then. So, let's move on to Spider-Man 4 directors. Now, they should cast an Afro-Latino for Miles. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he is an Afro... He is... That is Miles Morales. So, let's move on to the directors then, shall we? Right. Okay, so basically, Spider-Man 4 directors. Spider-Man 4 directors. We've got some new names in the running. So we've had Drew Goddard, we've had John Watts returning, we've even had the Russo brothers, some very shady rumors attached to that. But apparently, we're going to be getting a director duo of Adil El-Arbi and Bilal Falal. Is that how he says now? I'm so sorry. I butcher people's names so much. I'm so sorry. I've always have. I say this like every stream, by the way. Anytime some actor's name or actress's name has to come up, I always do. So basically, they have directed Miss Marvel. Episode 1 they directed, I believe, in episode... I want to say 5 or 6. 5 or 6, something like that. And they've also directed Bad Boys. But this is coming from Daniel RPK as well. But not only that, they have also... not only that, they are also rumored to be trying to hire indie directors as well for Spider-Man 4. But yeah, it's cool news. It's cool news, right? So this will be a director pairing. So it'd kind of be like the Russo brothers in a sort of way. Yeah. 24 Break says Ms. Marvel episode 1 and 6. Would you guys like the Bad Boys directors to direct Spider-Man 4? Now, not many people really know who these guys are in terms of, like, big film directors, but they have directed MCU stuff. But, yeah. Sup, chat. Hi, Bila. How are you doing? But I saw, it's been doing the rounds on Twitter, this one shot that they did from Bad Boys with Will Smith. And it's the gun shot where the camera swivels on top of the gun. And everyone's been like, yo, if they bring this to Spider-Man 4, chat, it's gonna go hard, right? It's gonna go absolutely hard, okay? So happy for these directors for Spider-Man 4, says 24 Breaks. Miles Brown for Miles Morales. That could be a good casting as well. I always forget about Miles Brown. He could be. Picture of Miles Brown. Okay. Just for cool, man. I'll put Miles Brown. How old is Miles Brown now? How old is Miles Brown? Is he like still 20 or is he older now? I don't even know. But either way, yeah. So the Bad Boys directors would cook on Spider-Man. The 2 episodes of Miss Marvel they directed also had so much style. This is what I'm saying, right? I noticed this and I didn't connect the dots. So Ahmed makes a very good point. I didn't connect the dots with this until this news broke. But Miss Marvel, I always had the opinion, because I will admit, right, I'm going to be dead honest, I did not finish Miss Marvel at first. It took me a while. But I watched the first episode when it came out, and I thought, you know what? This actually goes really hard. Whoever made this has cooked, right? It was stylish. The writing maybe was a tad but at the same time, we were going through that hype MCU period where we were like, oh yeah, we're just kind of taking anything that comes at the moment, right? But the cinematography was like stylish, the colors, You know, just the all the comic booky stuff that they decided to do in there. Just the whole episode was great. Then episode 2 came out and it was a little bit less, and then episode 3, and it kind of got really dull. And I kind of stopped because I was like, the main thing that drew me into the show, the style of it, just kind of disappeared. And then I never really put the 2 and 2 together that it was those directors. It was the Bad Boys directors that had this episode in episode 6, as 24 Bricks mentioned. And now they want to direct Spider-Man 4. They have even said as well, this is other news that we've got. So the directors have actually come out and said that they haven't had the call, despite the rumors that they are meant to be directing the film. Obviously, if they've signed an NDA, we would say no either way. But they've also said that if they are going to direct Spider-Man 4, they would love to bring Michael Keaton's Vulture back, which is also really cool, right? But the fact that they're naming names and actors suggests to me that they're not coming back. But who knows? They might be top of Sony's billing list, and they might be talked to in the future. We don't know. We know they haven't got a director for Spider-Man 4 at this moment. Yeah, that shot in Bad Boys looks sick, says 24 Bricks. He's 19, says MVT. Sorry, I was meant to put a picture of Miles Brown up on the screen. Oh my god. Well, that's a very high resolution image. I can't even get it. All right, there we go. that was unexpected. Yeah, this is Miles Brown. Obviously, I always forget whenever we talk about castings for live action Miles Morales. I always forget about Miles Brown. So he's 19. He's not. So obviously, Caleb McLaughlin. I would love for Caleb McLaughlin. That's like my fan cast. But obviously, he's getting on now. So maybe it would be Miles Brown, potentially. But yeah, Ms. Marvel's pretty bad. The first and last ones are only 10 out of 10 for me. The rest are like bad to meh. So yeah, that's just the Bad Boys effect, right? Or the Bad Boy directors effect. So yeah, Drew kind of busy with DC, unfortunately. Miles Brown is Afro-Latino, but I think he's too old to play a 13-year-old, and definitely would be. Would Miles be 13, though? In a live action? I know he's 13 during the start of when in the Ultimate Comics, but would he be 13, though? I don't think he would. I think they would age him up, because I think the actor would be a problem. I think they would. I think they would age him up. But no, I didn't know Miles Brown was Afro-Latino. The more you know, hey? Lewis, apparently the Sony and Marvel live-action sharing agreement is that the MCU must always appear in every live-action appearance. Yes, in the MCU Spider-Man movies, yes. I wish Drew Goddard direct Spider-Man 4 since he was supposed to direct Tom Trilogy and Andrew. It would be good. What would you like to happen in Tom's Peter after Secret Wars? Maybe an adult trilogy, getting married, etc. Getting married would be pretty cool. Imagine someone just clicked on the stream and Miles Brown was on the screen. Yeah, someone clicks on the stream and they're like, "Oh, I wonder what this Venom stuff is, or Spider-Man 4, or whatever." Just Miles Brown's face is just there. That's quite funny. It's like, oh my god, Miles Brown is talking about Spider-Man. What? Eddie Murphy and Michelle Rodriguez, Miles' parents. What would you think of the Parker Industries storyline? And do you think they should adapt it for the movies or even Insomniac Peter? Okay, Cham makes a very, very, very... It's a very good question. I have a very big opinion about this, right? First of all, if you know what it is, and I'm assuming you will do because you're Spider-Man fans, do you like the idea of Parker Industries? Right? Question chat. And actually, as well, let me know why. If you click yes, let me know why. If you click no, also let me know why, right? Now, when Parker... I've got to give some context here. So, when Parker Industries first happened... Oh, sorry. So, okay. Tom Holland, Peter Parker, or Bully Maguire? Bully Maguire. When Parker Industries first came out, everyone hated it. Everyone absolutely despised it. I remember buying the comic as well. This was the period where I gave up reading Spider-Man comics for a while until I got back to them, like a few years ago. Reading them again. Regrettably, came at the worst point. I missed all of Nick Spencer's run, which was annoying. But Dan Slott wrote in Parker Industries. Everyone hated Parker Industries because, and I did it first as well, because Spider-Man isn't meant to be a billionaire, right? That's just not what Spider-Man is. However, I do kind of like Parker Industries. For one reason. Now, call me a fake fan. I believe Spider-Man should go through the hardships. He should go through the money problems. He should go through the da-da-da-da-da. I completely agree. But I think if Peter doesn't progress, and Ahmad makes a good point. Peter can make a livable income without being a billionaire. That's fair enough, right? And this also applies to this point too. If you're going to, especially in the films or even in a cartoon, if you're going to age Peter up, and if you're going to give him arcs, give him character arcs, give him development, where, and if and you're planning to level the character up throughout the films, throughout the trilogy, whatever it may be, the cartoon, through the seasons, and he still has money problems by the end, and he's like 25 years old, pushing on 30, and he still has money issues, has the character really changed over time overall? And this is why I like the idea of Parker Industries, because it mixes up the status quo. It makes things interesting. Yes, Spider-Man isn't meant to be a billionaire, but if he's been broke for 10 years, right? If he's been broke for 10 odd years on end, we've already seen those stories of him being broke. Object Crew Animations, how we doing? We've already seen those stories of him being broke, right? So Parker Industries comes in and then gives us something new. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. I genuinely don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, Ahmad says Peter can make a livable income without being a billionaire. I completely agree. That's fair enough. Maybe he's a teacher. Maybe he makes a good wage as a teacher. But either way, I think you failed. I think you failed if... I really do. I think you have failed if Spider-Man is still broke by the time he's 30. I think you have. I think you failed writing Spider-Man if he's still broke when he's 30. I really do. I really think you failed. Just because... And this is why I don't like the comics at the moment. Spider-Man shouldn't be broke. There will be the Amazing Spider-Man 3. Well, that's very cool, but yeah, if you don't stop spamming, I'm gonna have to put you in timeout or something, because I do appreciate chatting in the chat, but obviously it's pushing up the messages and I can't see the messages anymore. So sorry. Yeah, but the Amazing Spider-Man 3 will happen, hopefully. Funny thing is, MJ was the one paying the bills when they were married. That's quite funny, actually. Yeah, but at least the money troubles aren't there, right? At least the money troubles aren't there, right? If the money troubles are still present, whether it's MJ bringing in the money or whether it's Peter having a good job, I think you failed. I really do. Oscorp could be rebranded to Marvel Industries. Parker Industries makes him sound too much like Tony Stark, doesn't it? I don't like that much. That's fair enough. But I do like the idea of Parker Industries. I really do. I think in a universe where Peter is 10, 15 years down the line, I think Parker Industries is fine. Like if Marvel Spider-Man 3 decides to give Peter Parker Industries, which they could very much do a sly adaptation of because they're doing the Emily May Foundation, then I wouldn't be mad. I think it's a perfect character progression. I think Peter finally needs to sort his money troubles out and finally get that win under his belt, right? Him being broke for so long just doesn't make sense. He's such a smart guy. We know from the new Ultimate Spider-Man comic run that you can change the story and it works. 24 bricks, I salute that statement because it's very true. Park Industries only works only with Superior Spider-Man. Yes, I think if Peter does it on his own, maybe it doesn't work as well. But if he finds a way to work out his finances, then yeah. Either way, let's move on to the last piece of news. This comes in from Phil Lord and Chris Miller, specifically Chris Miller, who said, as well, that given the rise of artificial intelligence and AI, and let's be honest, right? So obviously, I'm all about protecting creativity for writers, for directors, and I mean, myself wanting to be in the industry in 10, 15 years, in some form or another. I mean, even me being an amateur writer myself now and just having last year graduated from university for literally doing that thing, for literally creative writing and films and stuff, it is scary because it makes me think, well, did I go to uni for nothing if studios are just going to replace people like me for AI? So I do understand where people are coming from, but also AI can be used to people's advantages. And when used correctly, can be very valuable to people in certain scenarios. I do think so, very much so. However, obviously, animation might take a big hit from this, but Chris Miller has come out and said that no AI will be used for Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, or any of the Spider-Verse films, right? Sony was specifically one of the studios that said they wanted to use AI to cut costs. And Chris Miller completely just denying the idea that they're going to do it for the Spider-Verse films, which I really, really like. I really, really, really like that. And that makes me happy. As someone who likes creative writing, someone who likes film and kind of just loves the industry for what it is and loves the art of filmmaking and just in general loves storytelling, that makes me really happy. That one of my favorite fictional character of all time is getting pure hands-on human treatment. Nothing is going to be fake about it, right? This is such good news. Secret Invasion intro killed me. I want to be for the industry too in the future. The thing is, the Secret Invasion intro, I was actually kind of okay with, right? Okay, let me preface this. Let's backtrack. I don't like that it potentially took away jobs for people in the industry. That I don't agree with, because people would have had to have made that intro and made some good money doing it. So I don't agree with that part of it. But I think it kind of worked for what Secret Invasion was, because Secret Invasion was very much a show about mystery and a show about you can't trust who's who, and it's got that kind of like, you know, the Skrulls are about, and it's got that kind of vibe, right? And it's kind of like, oh, who's who, and it's you know what I'm trying to say, right? It's got that mystery vibe. It's like if it's like what's real and what's not, right? And that's like a very meta thing, because it's like, what's AI generated and what's not. So I think using AI for the intro is like maybe a nod to sort of that. But I understand the ethical implications of it. But I thought, from a creative standpoint, that came from someone's brain to think about that, right? I'm praying that's the reason, but if someone thought about that, that came from someone's brain, right? Think, oh, we should use AI for this because it's kind of a meta commentary on real life. I like that, right? Okay, that's cool. That's cool. You know, meta commentaries in films, it happens all the time. At least I'm hoping that's the reason, right? If they just did it because why not, then screw them, I guess, right? We don't like using AI for stuff like that. Now, I know for the fact they didn't have that in mind when making the Secret Invasion intro. It also still doesn't justify it. No, it doesn't justify it. You know, the ethical implications, I think, are still largely more important. But I sort of, if you're gonna use it in that way, if you're going to, using it for the Secret Invasion intro maybe isn't the worst thing they could have done. Because it kind of makes sense for the story. That's all I'm going to say. Right, so I wasn't too, like, I wasn't too hung up about that one. Right, I wasn't. And I still get that it potentially took away a few jobs, and that, you know, that's always bad. We don't want that. We don't want AI to do that. Absolutely not. But either way, I'm very happy about this Beyond the Spider-Verse news. That's really, really cool. AI can be pretty cool depending on what they use for it, but making an animated movie, no. Especially if it's a masterpiece. Absolutely cool, man. 100% agree. If we get to TASM 3, what should the plot be? Very good question. Sony, Netflix, and Disney are big advocates for using AI, but this is good news. Yeah, absolutely, yeah, man. Anyway, moving back to the TASM 3 plot. It's got to be something to do with Gwen Stacy, right? And I think it has to take place before No Way Home. I think that's the best way to do it. Unless you just want to go guns blazing, balls to the wall, takes place after No Way Home, Andrew fights Venom. Unless you want to do that. Either one of those two. Us as humans like human-made things. This is not robotic things. Keep that in mind. I'm going into the comics world as an author, as an artist for comics. Exactly, right? When do we get to the point where comics are AI generated and they're coming out weekly? That's all I'm going to say. You know, ASM is already pushing the boundaries of how fast they're coming out. All they need to do is introduce AI and they can get one out a week. It's a scary world we live in. It really is. Now I know for a fact. Oh, I read that one from Ahmad. Making something from nothing. My Spider-Man variants for Beyond the Spider-Verse. Michael Jackson variant. Oh my god, imagine. Imagine a Michael Jackson variant. Manifest, I'm going to have to time you out if you carry on spamming. Because I can't read the chat. The worst thing about AI art is that it plagiarizes real art and meshes it into something ugly. Yeah, AI AI hasn't even properly formed yet, right? I think now AI can be useful when it becomes intelligent enough to be able to just use one artist's work. Like if an artist can feed an AI computer everything that it's done and say, just use this as a baseline. Right, let's just say Ed McGuinness, right? The person who's wrote the last few issues of ASM says, okay, AI, here's my artwork. Here is all of my artwork I've ever done. This is my style that I use. Here's the script for the next ASM book. Draw every single panel. And then it goes and does it. I mean, and then Ed McGuinness gets a fare for leasing that then out to Marvel. And it saves him time, it saves Marvel time. And I guess Ed McGuinness probably gets maybe not as much money, but also it takes him a far less time so he can do it more often. Yeah, Manassess, I'm gonna have to time you out, my guy. I'm gonna have to put you in timeout because I can't see the chat. So I've timed you out. So sorry about that. But either way. Yeah, so maybe that's until AI gets to that point where it can be used individually by artists like that. I don't think it's a good idea because Ahmad makes a good point. AI at the moment plagiarizes artists. Like if you go to any AI generator and you type in Spider-Man, right? Or Gwen Stacy or Mary Jane Watson, right? It will pull from John Romita Sr. It'll pull from John Romita Jr. It'll pull from Steve Ditko. It'll pull from everyone who's drawn those characters, things that it can find on the internet. It'll pull, if you type in Gwen Stacy, for example, it might end up pulling from Emma Stone. It might end up pulling from Bryce Dallas Howard. It might end up pulling from Beyond the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. And it might get just an amalgamation of all these different Gwen Stacys. But, like, you're going to get something that looks strikingly similar to one of them things. It's just plagiarism. It really is. And also what's scary is that actors and actresses' faces as well. Now we can talk about Spider-Man in the comics. Something like Spider-Verse simply cannot be replicated by AI. Exactly. And I think people would boycott the movie. I think it'll happen. Studios are going to start using AI and everyone's going to start boycotting. It's going to happen. I'm Superior Spider-Man fanboy. So yeah, I want to see Parker in the sea, says Phoenix. But yeah, I'm going to ask a very ethical question now. I don't usually ask ethical questions. Do you think AI will ever become acceptable to use in film/media? Because I think it will at some point, but I think it's going to be a very long time before they figure it out. But will it ever? I'm under the opinion that I think it will. At some point down the line, it will. I just don't, in the current state that it is, I don't think it is right now. There's still everything with people's jobs and stuff, but I mean, maybe using AI will become a skill in itself. Who can use AI the best? But yeah, no, mostly no. I'm 50-50. What happened with She-Hulk? No. Yeah, it's unfortunately yes. Lewis, I think so too. Yeah, I don't want it to. I'd rather use AI. I think AI should have laws, says Bila. Yeah. I don't want it to be, but sadly it might happen. Yeah, I don't. If I could live in a perfect world, I'd say AI is used for where it needs to be. Like if you can train AI to systematically make people's lives easier in terms of health, fitness, you know, going to the gym, or maybe even science, you know, chemistry, whatever it is, right? I think go for it. I think there's nothing wrong with that. But when you start using AI for film and television, it's not right, because the reason we watch film and television, what's the reason we watch film and television? Right? And don't say entertained, because entertained is just the surface of it, right? We watch it because someone's made it. We watch it because, hey, this is cool. This human has made this, and it's really creative. Everything that you watch on TV has come from someone's mind. A story, it's come from someone's mind. You know, a tree can't think up a story. A fish can't think up a story, at least we know of. It's come from a human. It's come from a human's mind. One of us, right? But AI, all AI does when it creates artificial stories, when it creates artificial images, it's just taking from other humans. So is it really coming up with anything original? No. So why would anyone want to watch something made by AI? They are just copying humans. At that point, humans should just do it anyway. That is my opinion. When it comes to saving people's lives and maybe expanding the human race, I don't know, politically, scientifically, I mean, go ahead, use AI. I think AI will give you reasonable you will have reasonable excuses to use AI. But everything that AI uses is plagiarized and has been created by another human. You know, it's just copying us. You will never see AI come up with an original idea. Let that sink in. You will never see AI come up with an original idea. So if studios start using AI to come up with stories, they're just copying what's already been done. The next big thing can only be made by a human. And that's just how it is and how it always will be. But unfortunately, I think AI is going to be the future. I think it is. It's, you know, sadly or whatever. It says AI is useful for hospitals and construction, but when it comes to art, I don't see how any time down the line it could be good. I'd honestly love it if Spider-Man just becomes a permanent teacher at Xavier's school. That'd be cool. AI isn't trustworthy most of the time. I think it'll eventually, when AI is more advanced and regulated. We're currently in the wild west of artificial intelligence, and it's going to take a long time to put proper regulations on it. The team behind Spider-Verse films did say they're not going to have AI to those films, which is good. Which is very good. I'm very, very happy at that. AI is way too much in its early stages for studios to use. People are not stupid and can tell when what is AI and what is human. Not to mention AI dialogue is really soulless and cringe. Absolutely. AI dialogue, you can tell, isn't written by a human. Because it's in the intricacies, right? When you're writing characters, for a screenplay, usually what I do, my process is, when I write characters, if like I'm writing dialogue, I will write basically the basic things of what they've got to say, exposition-wise. And then on the second draft of going through the script, I'll go through it and kind of match it to their personality. Unless I have a really good idea of what a character needs to say or how they'd say it in their voice, I'll just kind of put it down to what they need to say in the scene. And that's, you know, exposition-wise and not really think about it. I'll just kind of get the first draft down. Then I'll go back, revise it, kind of write it in how the character would say it, reform some of the conversations, reform some of the dialogue, maybe take some dialogue out. Most of the time it is taking dialogue out than putting some in. That's one thing that people don't realize as well. When you reform scripts, most of the time it's taking dialogue out because most dialogue is unnecessary. But either way, it's mostly just doing that, right? What my point is that when during this process, you are going through and changing dialogue for characters that would speak in a certain way, that would act in a certain way, and you can only think about that. AI can't. AI will write it how it is. AI will say it how it is. But sometimes when it comes to characters that are human beings, that have feelings, personalities, that are different to other characters, they don't think the same to each other. So yeah, that's Ahmed's completely right. Dialogue for AI is so noticeable. Especially if you watch a lot of movies. It's really soulless. When Beyond the Spider-Verse was delayed, supposed to come out. Yeah, I was sad, but oh well. You know, it's gonna be good. We're one step closer to the future where robots take over the world. I listened to this off topic, but I also listened to this really, really crazy theory, by the way. Not too long ago, that apparently, if you basically go against AI now, you are screwed. Because if AI ends up ever actually becoming sentient and taking over the world, they've got everyone's digital footprint. And they will find out the people who were against AI, and they will find the people who were for it, and they will basically shadow ban people in real life who were against it, and will basically take out the people who were against it, right? And then they will keep around the people who were for it. I saw this theory and I was just like, that is crazy because it makes so much sense. So me even just speaking here on the internet about how I don't want AI to be in media could genuinely decimate me if AI becomes sentient in like 20 years. I am screwed, and so are all you guys as well. So they've got our digital footprint. So yeah, it's creepy. That cool man said it's creepy. It is creepy. It's very creepy. Man, it says, I'm going to have to put you in timeout again, bro. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to put you in timeout because I can't have the spam. New vid, and I could have sworn I saw Lewis covering Insomniac Origins, but I think it's PSM. It probably was PSM. It wasn't me. I haven't done an Origins video before. Oh, yeah, my video is out on LewisFiction. By the way, new video on LewisFiction right now. I'm going to end the stream there. A very, very good stream, by the way. We got very off topic. It wasn't even Spider-Man related towards the end there, but we've been talking about AI. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching this stream once again. I really, really appreciate you once again. You guys, this is like one of the highlights of my week. I'm very excited for the stream. Always am. You guys are absolutely awesome. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure to like the video. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe. We're pushing for 30,000 subscribers. Share the channel around. Let the YouTube algorithm know. And yeah, uploaded the videos to LewisFiction. Go check it out now. It is a pitch for Insomniac Origin game for Spider-Man. Not saying I'm special, but I predicted Beyond the Spider-Verse being delayed 3 months earlier before it came official. 24 bricks? Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, yeah, fairs. See you guys. I do appreciate you all. And, yeah, take care and peace.